Fellow Ambazonians, I come today with a heart heavy, yet unbroken. I come today with a spirit battered, yet undefeated. I come today with a soul that carries both the pain of loss and the fire of conviction. Today I come before you to speak plainly, honestly, and with every fiber of my being about the state of our struggle. This message is not just another address. It is a cry from the depths of my heart to every son, to every daughter, every mother, and every father of Ambazonia. We have walked a long bloody road together. We have buried too many of our loved ones. We have endured the humiliation of colonial domination, the ravaging of our villages, the burning of our homes, and the butchering of our future. Yet, through it all, we have stood strong. And tonight I want to assure you we are still standing strong. But before I speak further on the state of our struggle, let me begin with humility, a point of apology. For some time now I have appeared absent, though not by my own making. My silence has been loud. My absence has been felt. I have not returned phone calls. I have not responded to messages. And for some of you who reach out with words of condolence following the passing of my mother only about a week ago, I have not even had the opportunity to read or to acknowledge your love and comfort. For this, I am sorry, even though it has not been by my design. And let me explain what I mean by my design. I returned to the United States on August 1st from a mission abroad on the business of Ambazonia. And lately, it has become a habit, yes, a deliberate habit of the enemy. Each time I travel out of the continent, out of the USA, that my communication devices, my phones, my laptops, my tools of connecting to you are seized and searched at the airport. This is no coincidence. This is no random search. This is no accident. This is one of the dirty ploys of La République du Cameroon. They think they can lean on foreign governments to try to intimidate me or the rest of us, to try to silence us, and try to suffocate our communication. But hear me clearly. Do not be afraid. Do not be shaken. America is not Cameroon. This land is a land of laws, not a banana republic where arbitrary detentions and kangaroo trials rule the day. For 9 years of this struggle, American law enforcement has questioned me at least five times, sometimes in my home, sometimes upon re-entry at the airport. They have asked their questions. They have listened to my answers. And each time they have found no reason whatsoever to arrest me, because there is no crime in fighting for the liberation of your people. And I tell you tonight, it will never happen. But you may be asking, does this intimidate me? The answer is absolutely not. If the razing of my home did not stop me, if the cold-blooded assassination of my brother did not silence me, if the death of my father did not weaken me, and if even now The passing of my mother cannot break me. Then nothing, I repeat, nothing will stop me from fighting for Ambazonia's independence or freedom. Not the seizure of my devices, not the threats, not the intimidation, and not even the prospect of prison. I am bound to this struggle until freedom rings over Boya, Bamenda, Mamfe, Kumba, Libialem, and every inch of our land. So I'm sorry, but take courage and comfort yourself with this truth. My silence was not surrender. My absence was not abandonment. My heart has never left the struggle, and my voice has not been silenced. Fellow Ambazonians, about 3 weeks ago, the Consultative Commission, composed of leaders and stakeholders from across our struggle, met outside the United States, precisely in Southeast Asia. The central question before us was simple yet profound. How do we confront the looming sham elections of La République du Cameroon in our territory? You have heard their argument. I am here referring to the argument or the persuasion of La République du Cameroon politicians and the so-called elite. Some of them, their opposition leaders, some civil society actors, even some well-meaning individuals have approached me and said to me, Chris, perhaps, maybe, these elections are the opportunity to end this war. Perhaps, they said, if you can allow the elections to be held in Ambazonia, it will open the door to peace, they said. I listened to them. I heard them, but I asked them the question, and I ask you too. Is peace truly the end goal for which Ambazonians have endured 9 years of suffering and sacrifice? Have Ambazonians been struggling these past 9 years merely to secure peace, or is it something deeper? When Ambazonians took up this fight after La République du Cameroon declared war, was peace the ultimate prize they sought? Do the past 9 years of Ambazonian struggle, ladies and gentlemen, point to peace as the true reward, or is freedom the greater cause? Is peace the crown that Ambazonians have been reaching for across these 9 hard years of resistance? Are 9 years of Ambazonian tears, Ambazonian blood and sacrifice, all for the sake of peace? This is my point. We are not desperate to end the war just so their kind of peace can be restored, while our people are denied justice and denied freedom. Peace isn't our goal. It is not what we yearn for. We yearn for justice. Peace has never been our ultimate goal, nor is it the cry that has carried us through 9 years of struggle. What we yearn for, what we hunger for is justice. Peace without justice is nothing but silence forced upon us by the oppressor. Their kind of peace is a fragile calm that covers chains and humiliation. We are not a people desperate to quiet the guns, only to remain in bondage. We are a people who demand to live in dignity, with rights and freedoms restored. Our fight has never been about settling for peace at any price. Not at all. It has always been about claiming justice, because only through justice, that means rewriting the wrongs, can true and lasting peace be born. For decades, ladies and gentlemen, Ambazonians line up at the ballot box, clinging to the hope of change. But nothing changed. Nothing changed. Every election in La République du Cameroon was a theater of lies. Every vote drowned in fraud. Did Biya not always declare himself the winner, shamelessly, year after year? And now, 43 years in power, his name still dares to sit on the ballot like an insult, like a curse upon the people's destiny. Tell me, what hope, what guarantee is there that their fractured opposition, so-called, can rise against a man whose presidency is carved in corruption, upheld by the barrel of the gun, and cemented by Frank's bloody hands? Let me speak truth to you. There is no salvation in their ballots, in their elections, no liberation in their fake democracy. Our freedom will never be handed down by a dictator. It must be seized by a people who refuse to bow. And worse still, ladies and gentlemen, let us be clear. The very act of participating in their elections is already surrender. It means surrender. Participation is not a neutral act. It is submission. It is Ambazonia bending its knees to Yaoundé's false authority. It is us walking back into the cage of Cameroon without negotiation, without a settlement, and without dignity. To cast a ballot or participate in their election, a ballot under their flag, is to spit on the face of our martyrs, to erase the years of tears, of blood, of sacrifice. It is to give license for colonial governors, colonial divisional officers, mayors, gendarmes, and the police, those very foot soldiers of oppression, to trample us again, to mock us as though the last 9 years of courage and defiance meant nothing. Participation in their election is nothing short of betrayal. It is declaring to the world that Ambazonia accepts change as normal, occupation as legitimate, slavery as destiny. But we say no. We did not bury our sons and daughters. We have not watched our villages burned. We have not endured 9 years of unspeakable suffering, only to crawl back into the prison house of Cameroon. Never, not now, never again. We cannot, we must not, we shall not allow La République du Cameroon elections in Ambazonia. Think about this for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Look closely at their deceit. Look at how they mock us with empty promises. Because elections were ahead, they rushed to Bamenda in a hurry to erect a so-called gas plant. They stood before the cameras, cutting ribbons, making speeches, and feeding lies to the people. They promised you in Bamenda that prices would fall, that from 8,000 francs, the cost of gas would drop to 6,000. They painted visions of relief, of prosperity, and of hope. But today, I ask you, where is the gas? Where is a single bottle from that plant? Nowhere to be seen, not even one. The whole thing was nothing but a performance, a stage play for the television, a bribe for your freedom. They wanted to buy your dignity with empty promises. The people of Ambazonia are not stupid and not fool and not for sale. Look at the roads in Bamenda. They are dilapidated. broken, unpassable, roads that have been abandoned for years, while our mothers and fathers walk through mud, while our traders carry goods on their heads, because no vehicle can pass. And then suddenly, in the middle of the rainy season, graders appear. Suddenly, machines show up to pour tar on sinking streets. Do you not see the deception? Do you not understand the trick? It is not about you. It is about their elections. Come October, when their ballots are cast, the machines will disappear. The tar will fade, and you will be left once again with mud in the rain and dust in the dry season. They are not building for you. They are building for elections and for votes. And consider the seaport in Victoria, ladies and gentlemen, a natural gift, a gateway for trade, a blessing to our people. Yet, instead of developing it, what did they do? They abandoned it and built a brand new port in Kribi, deep inside their territory. They did not stop there. They are building a new refinery in their land, while ensuring that Sonora, in our land, withers and dies. Our oil, our wealth, our God-given resources are being stolen beneath the waves, siphoned through underwater pipelines into their own country, enriching them while impoverishing us. They strip us bare, and then they have the audacity to ask us to go vote. They rob us in daylight, and then they turn to us with voters' cards demanding legitimacy. They burn our villages, slaughter our people, and then call us to line up like obedient slaves at their polling stations. No, that cannot happen again. It is time we remind them that enough is enough. We are not blind, we are not fools, and we are not for sale. We will not exchange our suffering, our dignity, our very lives for the crumbs of deceit. Our struggle has opened our eyes, and no ribbon cutting, no tar pouring, no empty promises should ever blind us again. We have been deceived, lied to, manipulated, and cheated for over 60 long years. But let it be known, we shall not be deceived again. Not now, nor ever. Come this October, there will be no Republic of Cameroon elections in Ambazonia. They are banned. The chapter of deception is closed forever because we walked out of that union since October 2017, and we are never going back. Ambazonia is not Cameroon, and Cameroon is not Ambazonia. And let me speak with absolute clarity here, ladies and gentlemen. Those who attempt to organize or participate in these sham elections on our territory, be they local election officials, be they colonial government agents, or even the so-called international monitors or international observers, they must understand that they are positioning themselves as enemies of our freedom. They are declaring themselves partners in our operation, and they will be treated as such. Our brave restoration fighters will enforce this truth with the seriousness and discipline it demands. During that period, Ambazonia, the entire territory, will not be business as usual. The land will be locked down. Every street, every marketplace, every corner of Ambazonia will bear witness to our resolve. That is why I say to every family, please, please, prepare yourselves now. Store your food, store your medication, store water, and secure your loved ones. Do not wait until the hour comes. Begin now to prepare. This is a solemn promise. We shall defend the dignity of our struggle and protect the sanctity of our territory, no matter the cost. For too long they have trampled on us, mocked us, and shed our blood. This time, we draw the line. Ambazonia will never again bow to the rituals of fraud called elections in La République du Cameroon. Our destiny is freedom, and freedom shall be ours. Fellow Ambazonians, as these elections in La République du Cameroon draw near, let every Ambazonian remain vigilant. The political atmosphere in that country is pregnant with discontent, poisoned by decades of disenfranchisement of the opposition, and fragile to the point of collapse. The truth is that a civil war could erupt in La République du Cameroon at any moment, and when it does, it will no longer be safe for Ambazonians living there. I sound this warning to our brothers and sisters. Be ready to return home when the storm breaks, for the chaos that is coming upon La République du Cameroon is not our fight. It has nothing to do with us. It is not our war. Our destiny lies in Ambazonia, and our safety must be preserved here on the land of our fathers. To all sons and daughters of Ambazonia, the southern Cameroons, serving in the Cameroon's military, the Cameroon police, the BIR, and the gendarmes, I speak now to your consciences. You must ask yourself, the time has come for you to ask yourselves, why should I fight and die for a country that has never served you, that has never recognized you, that has treated you only as second-class citizens? Why should you want to spill your blood for a flag that is not yours, for a nation that has given you nothing, zero, but humiliation? When the fires of chaos burn in La République du Cameroon, you do not have to stand in their front lines. That is not your battle. This instead is your moment. This is your opportunity given by history itself to turn your weapons, to redirect your courage, and to fight not for a foreign master, but for your own motherland, the southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. This is my personal appeal to every Ambazonian soldier in the uniform of La République du Cameroon. Do not let this moment pass you by. History seldom gives such chances, and when it does, only the bold and the faithful seize them. You have carried the weight of another man's war for too long. Now is the time to take up the righteous cause of your own people. You have the training, the weapons, and the discipline. We have the cause. We have the spirit and the people's will. And know this, the Ambazonian diaspora stands ready to back you up, to support you, to ensure that those who rise to defend their homeland will not stand alone. This could be the moment history delivers into your hands, Ambazonia. Please, take it. For Ambazonia, for freedom, and for the dignity of your own people. Now let me speak of something just as vital: the education of our children. We have always made our position clear. We value education. Every child should go to school and study. However, so-called government schools operated by La République du Cameroun in our territory have become centers of indoctrination. Their classrooms are instruments of assimilation. Their teachers, agents of indoctrination. Therefore, we will not feed our children into their system any longer. We are not against education. We are against colonial brainwashing. As you can recall from last year, Ambazonia no longer shares a school calendar with La République du Cameroun. That is why we continue to build and support our community schools, schools that teach our children the truth, that teach identity and dignity. Therefore, for the 2025-2026 academic year, we will soon issue a communique with specific dates for the resumption of schools in our territory. This will be done in collaboration with the Ambazonia Restoration Forces and our stakeholders on the ground. Let every parent hear the sound of my voice. Every parent listen to me. Should you send your child to a colonial school, so-called government school, you do so at your own risk. We cannot guarantee their safety, for those institutions are banned. But in our private or community schools, our children will learn not just to read and write, but to know who they are, to know the land that birthed them, and to know the freedom they must inherit. And finally, my comrades, ladies and gentlemen, let me make an announcement from the bottom of my heart. 3 years ago, when I took this office as leader of the interim government of Ambazonia, I promised you I would lead only for one term. One term. That term, or better put, my term, ends next month in September. This may well be one of the last addresses I make to you as the leader of the interim government. Leadership is not about clinging to power. It is not about sitting tight on the throne or holding on to authority at all costs. True leadership is not the desperate grip of control, the fear of letting go, or the obsession with titles and positions. It is not about preserving one's seat, silencing others to stay relevant, or mistaking domination for vision. Real leadership is about service, sacrifice, and guiding others forward, even if it means stepping aside when the time comes. Leadership is about serving with integrity and knowing when to step aside for others to carry the torch. I have done my part. I have given my voice. I have given my life, my family, my bloodline to this struggle. And I will continue to fight as a son of Ambazonia. But the time is near for me to pass the torch. Be assured, the Restoration Council and the Cabinet are working peacefully to elect my successor. There is no division in this. There is no chaos. There is continuity. The struggle will not die because Chris Anu steps aside. The struggle is greater than any one man. The struggle belongs to the people, to the martyrs, and to the unborn generations of Ambazonia. Next month, I will come before you with my farewell address as leader. But tonight, let me leave you with this. I am not leaving the struggle. I am only leaving the office. The fire in my bones cannot be quenched. The resolve in my heart cannot be broken. So, fellow Ambazonians, the state of our struggle remains strong. The road is long. The sacrifices are heavy. But our will is unshaken. Reject Cameroon's sham elections, expose their lies, support our restoration fighters, protect our children, and stand tall as a people who have suffered much but refuse to surrender. The enemy has taken our homes, our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, and our sisters. But they have not taken our resolve, the idea of a free Ambazonia. They have not broken our will. They have not silenced our cry. Let them hear this in Yaoundé. Let them hear it in Paris. Let them hear it in Washington, D.C. The Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia will never again be a colony of La République du Cameroon. The land is ours. The future is ours. And by God's own grace, freedom will be ours. Thank you, and may God bless Ambazonia. Long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Short live the struggle.